Thank you for having me today. My name is Donald Griffin. On the streets or in AA, I'm an alcoholic, addict, and former criminal. So I'm gonna give you guys a heads up of my story. It might trigger something. So it talks about suicidal thoughts, criminal activity, just a tip of the iceberg of my lifestyle. So good evening, everyone. Allow me to paint the canvas of your minds with my story today. My name is Donald Griffin. On the streets, I'm known as Donald G, a misguided individual who fell on hard times, landing on the tip of a hypodermic needle. I grew up in South Central Los Angeles with a hardened protein outlining my cocoon with the environmental threads of silk. Young, Black, and programmed for perfect destruction. A menace to my society that evolved from my community. Given the life expectancy of 25, high school dropout, distracted by liquor stores and drive-bys. Surviving was a lifestyle. I felt my choices was to play basketball, get good grades, or gangbang. Becoming our dreams were no longer an option for us. I wasn't able to play basketball. I'm not even that tall. Or unable to keep my grades up, so I dropped out of high school after the 9th grade. I was a nightmare walking. I started drinking and drugging. At the age of 15, I was put out the house and stayed with different aunties and uncles until all the bridges and boats were burnt. At the age of 18, I had several friends who died to gang activity. Thinking back, there were more funerals than graduations. I now know I was traumatized. When I was growing up, PTSD wasn't even a term we used. We didn't have no counselors. It was just called life. We didn't talk about our feelings, our mental health issues. You were just called crazy. By the age of 19, I was in full-blown addiction mode. And now in and out of jail, no clear direction in my life. My cousin told me about Job Corps in Reno, Nevada. Due to her police warrant, she wasn't accepted. And I sat alone on a one-way trip to Reno, Nevada. My cousin, she was killed 2 months later in a bank robbery. I received my high school diploma at Job Corps, but was still overshadowed by my new addiction to crystal meth. I became trapped in a cocoon coma of addiction. I spent 5 years of my adult life homeless and 23 years out of it trying to find my purpose. The misinterpretation of knowing I would never have custody of my own life and juggling between a disease and addiction. And let me tell you, there's a difference. My mind, body, and soul went through an identity crisis for over 23 years, locked and trapped inside a confusion of who God wanted me to be. I went through this vicious cycle of getting clean for a few months, long enough to find a job. I would work, mismanage my money, and be evicted from hotel rooms. And then I would fall back into more drugs. When I didn't have anywhere to go, Volunteers of America took me in. The shelter was a safe place, somewhere to sleep, but also a place where staff didn't judge me or look down on me. No matter how many times, and it was a lot of times. The staff would set aside food for me when I worked the night shift. I always made sure I was taken care of. It was an unconditional love that I didn't understand at the time, but looking back, I could see that they were sowing seeds that in hopes that I would eventually grow into sobriety and better myself in life. In 2017, I hit rock bottom. I couldn't dig anymore with a bent shovel. I was arrested for disturbing the peace, and I had a choice, either 6 months in jail or a program. I chose the program. I've gone through 7 programs, mental health court twice, over 32 arrests, and prison previously, but this time was different. I wasn't ready, but I was broken, beaten, and really didn't know how to give up on my own. You see, I finally realized that I had not only to physically detox from drugs, but mentally as well. I had to completely remove myself from people, places, and possessions. My thinking was the relapse, which meant I had to renovate my mind and monitor my thoughts. My new habits became AA, work, and the gym. The body that once lived off of poison of the streets no longer consumed animal products and maintained healthy eating. At the age of 37, I opened a bank account and learned how to manage and budget money. I became a downtown Reno ambassador, walking into my gift as an outreach specialist. My new high came and grew from the people gratitude and belief. They concluded I can save them the same way God saved me. And somewhere in my mind, I believed it. Today, I am their testimony, voice, and heartbeat of the ones I call the unseen. The unseen are the people whose minds were homeless long before their bodies. They are like those like Kim, who deals with the relive unwanted touches that her uncle cursed her with, or Hector, a straight A student with a best friend named suicidal thoughts. Today, I stand before you not as a changed man, but still growing and learning from the struggles of others that I helped. It took a lot of hard work on my part and my mother's prayers, but I am so grateful to those who believed I can get here. Like Shane, you see me grow. I'm happy to share that I have a new relationship with my older two children who's forgiven me for my shortcomings. They're actually proud of who I became. I am also the co-founder and director of Black Wall Street, Reno, Nevada. Mine and Romar Taliver vision formed Black Wall Street to meet the Black and underserved minorities in the Reno Sparks area. I have 4 years clean and sober, May 21st. Thank you. I have 4 years clean and sober, May 21st, with a healthy fear and respect for my addiction, and work every day to maintain my recovery. Volunteers of America helped me when I was at my lowest low, and now as an ambassador, I see how they help our community. They are the first and the last resource. When people need help, we know we can always call VOA, and they would do everything they can to meet their needs. If it wasn't for Volunteers of America and those seeds they planted early on, I don't know how my journey would have turned out. VOA took me in when I had nowhere else to go. They helped me believe that I could have a different life, and now I'm proud to partner with them in changing other people's lives. As I know that none of the work VOA does would be possible without each of you, the donors and sponsors. You make the miracles. You make the miracle happen with your compassion, kindness towards people like me. Even when I was at my lowest low, you took me in and fed me, believed me, and I could change. And thank you to all your hard work. For God being in my life, I've changed. I know what my purpose is, to help others and get out of their situation that they're already in. I'm proud to be a product of the love the Volunteers of America and people like you show every day. Thank you for all your support. Thank you.